We, that is the channel and I, are attending a personal growth and spiritual awakening workshop. There are some people drawn to these kind of spiritual growth and personal growth workshops and events who are in quite some darkness in their now moments. Um, Now, I view these as especially strong angelic beings. Have you got any comments on this?
Well, every soul is on their own journey and is going through particular lessons for their own purposes. And you ought not judge whether or not somebody is in a high place or a low place, a light place or a dark place. All of these frequencies are necessary for there to be that experience of contrast. And often in a group dynamic, there is this particular manifestation of both lightness and dark and ignorance and consciousness simultaneously, so that there can be a complete mosaic of contrast, allowing for there to be dynamism, understanding, and a sense of wholeness. And in this way, it is important to be grateful for the diverse levels of expression that comes to be through all beings.
Yes. Have you something further to say on this?
Well, do remember that also souls have to be very desiring to change in order to receive support. They have to be willing to let go. And oftentimes, pain becomes a shield from something that is more feared within. So, oftentimes, people create an identification with pain, with suffering, with sensitivity, and some other expressions as well, as a way to ensure that others do not reach into an aspect of themselves that is even more vulnerable, even more weak, and even more fragile. And by creating this strong connection to specific levels of pain and sensitivity and sort of advertising it or waving it in front of others, that more vulnerable place cannot be touched and cannot be hurt. And so while it may seem as if it is some sort of charade or game or not particularly helpful, you must recognize that this is a means of self-protection that is serving them in their own way. And it's not up to you to decide when they will stop using this mechanism or not. But understanding what that mechanism is and that it's simply a way to stay safe can expand a sense of compassion that is the only way to actually accelerate their process of healing. Compassion is the grounds for healing, and healing cannot happen without it. So whenever you feel there is stuckness between people or within yourself, that's a space to step into compassion, as healing can only emerge from that fertile ground.
Okay, and what about the sort of spiral where someone is playing the victim to get attention or even control, and then people step into like a savior role, and then the whole spiral can go downwards, or if it's a more supportive way, it could go upwards into better feelings.
Well, again, it's simply a means of self-protection. So when you recognize in these moments that these beings feel the need to protect themselves from something, ask, what is it do they need to be protected from? And if you can demonstrate to them that there's genuinely no threat, usually that spiral concludes.
Right. Yes, I mean, we had some discussion yesterday where, for example, instead of the savior that rescues, the savior can go, I trust that you are able to do this. I'm here to help if you asked me.
Yes.
That's possibly a better way to change the spiral into an upward direction.
Yes.
You have any further comments on
Simply demonstrate there is no threat present. Simply allow others to see that they are projecting threat onto a harmless situation. Demonstrate compassion, demonstrate goodwill, and all of these situations can be averted.
That's great. Any final comments?
There is much to learn and grow from in your world. There are so many ways that many beings are shown by their experiences that they lack power. And so they sometimes find ways to seek that power indirectly. Rather than finding the power within themselves, they seek to gain power by convincing others that they are powerless and need support. And this means of getting power is doomed to repeat and cycle. And so by directing others to the power within, you can help them be free. But you cannot do that until you find the power within yourself. And this power is nothing more than your own unyielding capability, your own capability to be who you are, to sustain who you are, to express who you are in a fearless way. Yes, fearless is only possible when you have courage. And courage is, again, the ability to do what your heart guides you to do despite the fear that's present. The more that you allow yourself to choose what expands your heart, regardless of the fear that's present, the more you become fearless. The more you become fearless, the more you become deeply empowered. And the more you demonstrate this power, the more you guide others to find it within themselves as well.
On the spaceship of Babel, we are gliding through the stars on a 5-year mission beyond Jupiter and Mars. A celestial encounter on a future Noah's Ark, and you won't hear us coming, so whisper in the dark. There's an Ewok close behind me as we try to disembark here. Obi-Wan Kenobi as we whisper in the dark. Whisper in the dark.